Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. We are here to do the 2026 releases. Now I've seen Michaela do this, so this is inspo from Michaela. However, I'm going to bring you the books that I'm excited to read, and I do have a bit of some of them will have duplicated but some won't have, because I do have similar taste to Michaela but not completely. So I'm here to bring you book recommendations, books I'm highly excited are coming in 2026. These are a vast array of genres. I know I come with the crime and thriller girly tag, however I do dip into a romance for a palate cleanser, so you'll have a mix going on here. But let's talk about some of the books that are coming in 2026. Firstly, I don't know about anyone else, but does it not feel weird talking about 2026? Like, I feel like I was doing this video for 2025 like 2 months ago, and we're actually heading towards the end of October, and this year has flown. Like, I feel like January is like 10 months long, and then February to December is like 2 months long. It's really weird. I can't explain it. I hope you guys can relate, because yeah, I can't believe I'm about to bring you some 2026 releases, but goodness me, we have some exciting books coming next year. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Dead in the Water by John Marrs. Now this releases on January 13th, so it's very early in the year, and this basically follows Damon, who sort of survives a near drowning, and basically while he is in the process of drowning, his like whole life flashes before his eyes. Like, everything he ever knows comes to him, apart from there's one memory he has that he doesn't recall ever happening, and that is he sees the face of a dead boy. So it becomes his mission to figure out what has happened. Is this truth? Is this like just a figment of his imagination? And yeah, it's just to basically try and find out what happened and why he can't remember it happening until this near-death experience. Now, just reading the blurb, I'm intrigued, but John Marrs to me is an auto-bi author anyway, so I am super excited to see this coming. I recently read You Killed Me First, and that was his most recent release, and I really enjoyed that. John Marrs has some really interesting concepts in his writing. So some of the stuff he writes, like, you can't make up. If you know what I mean. That was really badly worded. But yeah, so like, you just don't tend to see it anywhere else. Like, You Killed Me First starts with someone waking up in a burning bonfire. So, you know, like, it's not something you've read before. So yeah, I'm very excited to see this one come in, and it will definitely be an auto buy for me. I'm hoping it comes straight out in paperback. If it doesn't, then unfortunately I'll have to wait for the paperback release. But that being said, it's an exciting start to 2026. Now, I feel like I haven't talked about this author in my videos, and if I have, it's not been very often, and that is Colleen Hoover. Now, Colleen Hoover is releasing Woman Down on, I believe, January 27th. I will put the date on the screen. I think it's January 13th. There are so many books coming out in January, guys. It's either the 13th or the 27th, but I'll put the correct graphic underneath anyway. So this is actually a thriller, I believe, from Colleen Hoover. So if you've read Rites and loved it, this might be a book worth trying. So I think I probably will pick it up, and I have just looked into it and it is available on Kindle Unlimited upon release. So I probably will pick it up without having to buy it. So this is basically following an author who is experiencing a bit of backlash after her most recent film adaptation, and her life basically starts spiraling. Now, I haven't read the full blurb, so I am going to have a quick look on my iPad. But basically, a detective shows up with disturbing news, his presence igniting a creativity in her that she thought had long since burned out. She's basically gone to a secluded lakeside cabin as well, so it's one of those, and I do tend to like thrillers that are like that. Now, I really, really enjoyed Verite. Ended up reading a bit of a rip-off of that from another author I won't name. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where Colleen Hoover goes with this, because obviously she's known as a romance author, so I'm definitely excited for this one. The cover looks really intriguing as well, so yeah, I'm excited to see where this one goes. It's, yeah, second thriller by Colleen Hoover. I'm actually quite excited now I've read the blurb. So the next book I'm going to talk about is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney, and I have read all of Alice Feeney's books and I haven't rated one less than 4 stars. So that tells you how much I love Alice Feeney. This releases on January 27th, and if I remember rightly, I feel like John Marrs originally did, but he had to move it due to he didn't want to clash with an author like Alice Feeney, which I think is actually quite lovely of him, but I'll still buy both. But yeah, I did actually request this as an ARC, and Pan Macmillan did turn me down, which never mind. It can be in my hope one day that they will accept one of my ARC requests, but you don't know if you don't ask. This follows a woman who heads out for a run one day, and when she comes home, something seems weird. Her key doesn't fit in the lock. When she tries to get into the house, a woman opens the door who looks very like her, and her husband claims that this woman is his wife. So basically there are two women, one man, and yeah, so she is now going to try and figure out why on earth all of this has happened. I haven't read any more than that. I do like going into Alice Feeney's books quite blind. They are very different. The only ones that really have this shown similarity for me is Rock, Paper, Scissors and Beautiful Ugly. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where this one goes. I wish I had it as an arc. I've already seen so many people with arcs, but a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. The only thing is it releases in hardback, so I will have to wait for the paperback release in 2026. However, if it becomes available on Kindle, then I will definitely be checking it out. Now, would it really be a 2026 release video if Freida McFadden didn't feature in this? And this is another January release, and I believe it's January 27th, and that is Dear Debbie. Now, Freida McFadden is firing out books at a ridiculous rate. I've very hit and miss with her these days. I recently read The Tenant and The Intruder, and The Tenant I adored, The Intruder I disliked to no end, and it's getting so highly hyped as that book, so I don't know why I couldn't sit with it, but yeah. This one I'm not 100% sold on, but I will read it. It's Freida. I've read all of Freida's books, so when a new one comes out, I'm going to pick it up. So this one follows Debbie, whose life is slowly spiralling out of control. She discovers her husband's up to no good. Her teenage daughters are basically like just acting weird. So she tries to find out what on earth is going on. Not reading any more than that, but I don't know. This one just isn't hooking me like the other ones have. But if you love Freida or just generally read every Freida book going, then it releases at the end of January. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so what have we got to lose? I will be reading it, and obviously when it comes out I will give you my full honest review. Okay, so that is January done. We're into February now, and I'm going to talk to you about The Last Rites by M.J Arlidge and Alex Kahn. So M.J Arlidge tends to release 2, maybe more books a year, and the first book I'm going to talk to you about, like I said, is The Last Rites. This is a joint one. M.J Arlidge does a lot of collabs, I've noticed these days, and this releases on the 26th of February. So this basically follows, it's like set in Lancashire in Burnley, and it follows like 2 murders that have happened. There is a police officer who has moved to London to escape her past, and she has come back to care for her mother, and she finds it in her to try and solve the case. They don't know if these 2 people have been murdered or it's suicide, but yeah, that's all I've read on it. There's not much about it. There isn't even a cover revealed for this yet, which surprises me considering it releases in a few months, but I have noticed M.J Arlidge doesn't release covers until very close to the time. So yeah, there is no cover for this, but I've put the graphic up that you can get on Amazon anyway. But yeah, M.J Arlidge is an auto-buy author for me. Like, this is becoming his whole shelf, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it is super exciting, and I probably will pick it up. I'm going to try maybe not buy the collab ones as much and try and focus on the Helen Gray series, but nonetheless, if it's got M.J Arlidge's name on it, it's an auto-buy for me. Guys, I forgot a January release, and I feel like this one isn't going to be talked about enough. So I'm going to talk to you about Wildflower by L.J Florence, and this actually releases on the 16th of January. Now, L.J Florence is actually a friend of mine. I've met through TikTok, and she is the nicest human being you will ever come across. She's already had a previous series, and that is Forever After All and Forever After Never. I can never say them. I should talk about her more, to be quite honest. So Wildflower is book 1 in a new series, and it is the Cedar Creek Guest Ranch. So it's a small town romance, which she writes amazingly. And it is basically, let's have a look, I'm just reading up on it. Red and his family bring you luxurious stays, genuine cowboy cookouts, and the first-hand experiences with animals varying between cattle and horses. She's not giving us any more than that, guys. So, yeah. But, as always, I'll bring you my review, but I loved the first series that she wrote, so I had to give it a mention in this video. Now, we're skipping to May, ironically, with releases, so I'll probably end up doing another video, because these are just the ones I've found when I've looked into books of 2026, but it wouldn't be a video if I didn't talk about Lynn Painter, and her next book is, how have I forgotten the name of it already? Oh gosh, guys. It's First and Forever. I have been so behind on releases, guys, and this is me trying to catch up. So, Lynn Painter has started releasing adult romances, and I do love her YA work. But this one follows a football star and a fan as they get stuck in a bit of a PR stunt. It's like Lynn Painter tends to do like rom-com type romance, and I really love those kind of romances. So Duffy loves three things: her dad, her cat, and the football star. When she shows the team's mascot for getting too flirty, the moment goes viral and she's suddenly the internet's villain. Love a bit of a villain character. So yeah, excited for that. It's a Lynn painter. The only thing is, Lynn painter seems to have fallen off Kindle Unlimited, which for me is upsetting, but we go with the flow. But yeah, Lynn painter, author by author, that will be coming on my Kindle, or it'll be coming in paperback at some point next year. May seems to be the releases of romance books, and the next one I'm going to talk to you about is Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. So this has only recently been announced. I saw this on her Instagram even last night. So this is book one in a new series. Elsie Silver is one of my guilty pleasures. I've read the Gold Rush Ranch series, the Chestnut Springs series, and I'm currently working my way through the Rose Hill series, which obviously had recently released this year, and I've currently only read the first book. That being said, if Elsie Silver writes it, I'm going to read it. I don't know what it is about her books. I enjoy them. They're short, they're easy to read, and the characters are just really lovable. I haven't actually read anything in this, so bear with me. I'm just going to have a quick look at the blurb. I should probably have done that before I filmed this video, but yeah, your gal's getting impatient. Scrap that, guys. I went to look. There is no description. It just says the first book in the Emerald Lake series. So that is what's coming in May. Well, I suppose we'll swiftly move on to the next book. Another romance May release, and that is Laurie Gilmore with the Daisy Chain Flower Shop, and this releases on the 19th of May, I believe. This is the Dream Harbour series that continues. Again, another guilty pleasure of mine. They're really good palette cleansers. This looks very spring-like, so I feel like you're going to need to read it in May or June before the summer months hit. Daisy's fed up with being unlucky in love, and after several weddings, she has done the flowers for the end in divorce. Oh, her beloved flower shop has gained a reputation for being cursed. Oh, I feel like I've read about this in the other books. Dream Harbour newcomer Elliot had been adjusting to town life following his own relationship turmoil, and until now he's avoided the flower shop at all costs. If the mayor is correct, he doesn't need any more bad luck. Okay, I'm vibing. I tend to listen to these in audio these days, so I will be picking up the Gingerbread Bakery. Is it Gingerbread Bakery? Yeah. In December, because that is a Christmas book, but this obviously will be the next one after that. We are on the 6th book in the series now, I believe, guys, so she's definitely doing well at the Dream Harbour series, but it's another release I'll definitely be looking into. Again, I don't think this would be a video if I didn't have at least one M.J Arlidge, which I know I've already mentioned, but this is Out of the Ashes, and this is book 14 in the D.I. Helen Gray series, and this releases, I believe, in July, or is it June? Beginning of June. So like I said, this is book 14. Now, I'm a bit wary to read the blurb on M.J Arlidge's books because I did this in a previous video and like a while ago where I did releases for a month, and it kind of annoyed me because it started with a spoiler for the book, in my opinion. So I'm a bit wary, but I don't think it names things. As her best friend fights for her life, D.I. Helen Grace hunts her attacker in unfamiliar territory. Under pressure as never before, Helen knows that this time everything is on the line. Her boss has told her that failure is not an option, whilst the Dutch underworld will stop at nothing to protect one of their own. So, yeah. I love the D.I. Helen Gray series. It's one of my favourite series, second to Eddie Flynn. And yeah, it's an absolute buy, and I'm so excited. I don't feel like M.J Arlidge gets the hype that he deserves, to be honest. But then I also think he's one of those authors that stays under the radar on social media, so maybe that's why. Guys, we have 2 books to go. So the next book I'm going to talk to you about is Heartstopper, and that is the 6th edition of this, and that releases on the 2nd of July. I have read all of the Heartstopper graphic novels, we'll call them. I haven't actually read anything on it, but all I'll tell you is I love Heartstopper. I've watched the series, and I've been emotional every single time. I don't know what it is about Alice Oseman, but her books are just amazing. So I will be picking this up. I'll probably try and borrow it from my local library, purely because I don't actually store any Alice Oseman books. Just more space than anything. So the plan, yeah, is to get that from the library, but that's going to be a really quick and easy read, and I don't think there's much we can talk about. It'll continue to follow Nick and Charlie, I'm sure, and it always tackles important subjects, so just sort of check the trigger warnings before you pick this one up. Last and most definitely not least, I don't think it would be a video about books coming next year if I didn't mention Steve Cavanagh. He has his 10th Eddie Flynn book coming out in July, and it releases on July 30th. Now, I'm going to have to be straight with you. There is no cover, there is no title, and there is no description. He's told us it's coming, so I will probably revisit this in later in the year when it's all released and announced, because you guys know I'm a massive Steve Cavanagh fan. I love the Eddie Flynn series. The most recent one, Two Kinds of Stranger, was phenomenal. I was lucky enough to receive that as an ARC, and I intend to hopefully try and get the ARC for that next year too. So watch this space for that video. But yeah, if you haven't read the Eddie Flynn series, this is probably your warning to get reading, because you've got 9 books to catch up on, guys. The first one is The Defence, so yes. That is all I'm going to say, guys, but yeah. I am super excited that another one is coming, and I believe he signed another 3 books with Headline Books as well, so that's even more exciting that I know we're still going to keep books coming. My question to him is when his next standalone is, because I love the Eddie Flynn series, but his standalones are also like next level. But yeah, that's the last book, guys, so let's go to the outro. Guys, this isn't a definite list, and like, I don't know the word I'm looking for there, but this basically are just some of the books that I have seen. I know there'll be loads more, and I know I'll probably be able to get another video out of this, but it goes without saying that these are just some of my favourite authors. And yeah, let me know in the comments, what books are you excited to see in 2026? I saw a few good ones in there that just maybe aren't for me, but yeah, let me know, guys. And as always, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all on the next video.